Gemini, and welcome to your reading for January the 20th through January the 26th. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble. Let's get right onto your card, shall we? Okay. This is for Gemini. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Gemini for this coming week of January the 20th through the 26th? 3 cards for Gemini. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's 2. Okay, one more card for Gemini, please. One. There it is. Jumps out at. Wow. There you go. There is there's crossover here, guys. So please check out your sun, moon, and rising in the show more section below, the description box. The links to the other videos will be down there. Okay. This is for Gemini. These are your clarifying cards. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Gemini through these clarifying cards for January the 20th through January the 26th? Please clarify this. Please clarify there. Wow, they're coming out really quickly. And please clarify. Oh, there you go. Wow. Okay, let's take a look at your cards. Here we go. The first card out for you is the 3 of Wands, clarified by the Star card. Then you have the 4 of Wands, clarified by the Page of Swords. Then you have the King of Wands, clarified by the Judgment card. Okay, Gemini, the first card out for you is the 3 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands is Jupiter, you know, and we have Jupiter sextiling Venus this week, and you know, when I look at the card, it's very kind of Venus looking, the Star card, right? It's beautiful. So this is about being optimistic. You're being asked to be optimistic. You're being asked to see the future in a positive light, and to make plans long term. See things as a success in everything that you do. I mean, plan ahead. You know, they did a survey at Harvard, I think it was, or Oxford, one of those universities. And they did the study, and they found that people who planned 10 or 15 years out ahead were really successful in life. They went back and looked at how they were doing, these students. And those that planned 5 years ahead did fairly well. Those that didn't plan at all didn't do that well. So you know that you've heard the old adage: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So now clarifying this, right? This guy's ship's coming in. He's coming. His ship is in. So this is saying your ship's coming in. Make those plans as if it is. And this is the Star card, and it's hope. So I have a feeling that perhaps you've had some difficulty, Gemini, and the Star card is coming in, and it's a deep healing. It's a healing emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And she comes in and she spreads starlight where there was once darkness. So your path is being illuminated. You will feel this hope. You'll be able to see. You'll be able to see where you're going. You'll be able to make a plan. So you have this hope, and it's saying, the reading's saying, be optimistic, be positive. Things are turning around in your favor. And the next card out is the 4 of Wands, and it's a celebratory card. This is about celebrating. It's about kind of a phase of your life has come to a completion. And it can be like a project at work. It can be something very simple. It can be, you're moving on to the next phase of your life. So this is completed, but it's a feeling of satisfaction that you're getting, that you've accomplished. It's a feeling of accomplishment. So this is, you want to celebrate with friends and family and be out there socially and connect with your tribe. This is beautiful. It's very Aquarian energy, this is lovely. And clarifying it is the Page of Swords, and that is about communication, right? And it's about being ready to move on to the next phase of your life, because pages have been in the service to the king and the knight. And at some point, they have to become the knight, right? The only way they can do that is to go out and experience that. This can also mean, it can mean that you need to think before you speak, because sometimes this is a rash. Look, he's got his sword raised. So be careful about reacting to people verbally, or saying the wrong thing. It's like sometimes there's an aspect that's happening this week where the sun on Thursday, the sun square Uranus can have us kind of saying something just out of the blue, and perhaps reacting something or telling someone the truth, and just it's like shooting our mouths off. It's like verbal diarrhea. You've got to be careful not to say things that are offensive to people without thinking, right? Because we can do that with this energy coming up. Stay out of it. And then look, you have the King of Wands, and he is this incredible leader. He's just gregarious, he's social, definitely be out socializing for sure. It's a time to socialize, it's a time to network, it's a time to be with like-minded people, with your tribe, join groups or, associations. It's a really good time for that. This energy fosters that camaraderie and that connection with others intellectually. Now, the King of Wands, he can get he loves to be entertained, so he can get a little distracted, maybe have one too many drinks or something. So we have to, he's wonderful when he is spiritually guided. So it's about what is best for the higher good of everyone, right? So it's about keeping spirituality, putting spirituality first, right? Being, having integrity and being ethical and inclusive, right? So it's about bringing source and God into the mix. And I don't mean religion, I mean that spirit, right? That lovely, all-encompassing, unconditional love into it, to be heart-centered. And clarifying it is the Judgment card. And the Judgment is all about, it's Pluto, it's bringing things up from the darkness into the light. It's addressing things that perhaps have been, stuck in the shadows, right? And we need to bring it up. Sometimes it's like getting caught lying too, or we catch other people lying or doing something nefarious. Things come to light. It doesn't have to be that serious, but things can come up during this. But this is also a call to duty. So maybe you can be a leader of a group and you can set the tone, or an association, and you can set the tone for it to be loving and inclusive and fun, but putting the general energy for the good of everyone. So this is a beautiful, beautiful energy, guys. Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the astrology report, which is right next. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, and welcome to the astrology section of your reading for January the 20th through the 26th. And we start on Monday, January the 20th. The sun moves into Aquarius, and this is also Martin Luther King Day. I have a dream. It is about groups. It's about humanitarianism. It's about the collective. It's about inclusive as opposed to divisive. So groups and associations are favored. Get involved with your community, get involved with politics, get involved with like-minded people. Find your tribe. This is a perfect time to do it. And happy birthday, Aquarius. Okay, so then we move on to Tuesday, the 21st. The moon is void of course all day. It's very similar to Mercury retrograde. You don't want to sign any contracts or commit to anything. It's when the moon is kind of between signs, hasn't, has moved away from one sign, it's kind of stuck there, out there in space, and it hasn't moved into the next sign yet. So it's just still. So do not commit to anything. Don't sign any contracts, no legal documents. Just be very careful about that. And it's all day. So you want to make sure that you're not doing anything like that. So the only thing to be aware of is the tendency to overindulge. So you could, Jupiter is about expansion. You could expand your waistline. Stay away from the sweets. All right, because you can get a sweet tooth at this time, or overdo anything kind of addictive or distraction, any kind of distraction that could become addictive. You can have that tendency. So resist the urge, guys. Okay, now on Friday, the 24th, we have the new moon in Aquarius at 4 degrees and 22 minutes. And it's at 4:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This gives me an opportunity to tell you about my Facebook group. Every 2 weeks, I do a live feed just in the group. It's a private group. And we look at whomever attends, we look at their sign and we see how they're receiving the energy, which area of life they're receiving it. And I also have my credit cards. I don't have my credit cards. I have my tarot cards ready to answer questions. We have fun in there. So I'll probably be doing that live feed the day before on the 23rd. So anyway, you might want to join that. I'll have the link to it below in the show more section. So then this new moon it'll really affect people born between 0 and 8 degrees in the fixed signs. That's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. They are most significantly affected. Now, we are moving into the Aquarius energy slowly but surely. And I want to sing that song. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Can't help myself. So Aquarius is all about the individual being unique, being quirky, outside the box, kind of, unconventional, if you will. And also, it's about groups and, tribes and like-minded people. It's inclusion. It's getting people together. It's really social and intellectual. So it's also very kind of revolutionary in a way that they want to stand up, they want to fight, it's about protests, it's about fighting for the underdog, for the unfair, for the unjust, and the inequality. So we are definitely moving towards a more equal, fair and just society. And I'm saying that because this is the new moon. It's the start of it. Where can you change? What can you start that's new? What can you start that's maybe you can start new behavioral patterns, or, maybe you can start a new, you might have been playing around with an idea, a really innovative idea, and perhaps you can start that, right? And see where it kind of comes to fruition in 2 weeks' time at the full moon, or maybe 2 full moons thereafter. But this is a much lighter feeling from that heavy Capricorn energy, the Earth sign, Capricorn, and all those planets in Earth. And everything is slowly but surely moving into the age of Aquarius. This is the beginning of it. We're really seeing it. We're really feeling it. It's very progressive energy. That's why it seems that politically people are getting more and more progressive. Even people a few years ago that laughed at that and thought it was crazy are now on board with that. So it's interesting to see this energy come to life and to play out. Now, on the downside of that, it's, this is an air sign. It's about intellect. It's about the mind. So sometimes Aquarius can be a little detached emotionally. They're driven for a purpose, but they may not have the compassion. So they need to connect with their heart. Now, Leo is opposite Aquarius, and Leo is heart-centered, right? And Aquarius is all about the mind and the intellect. So if you can meet that beautiful heart centered energy in the middle, Aquarius can come together with Leo, then this is a beautiful energy. Remember, heart-centered, be heart-centered, as well as all that other wonderful energy that Aquarius brings in. Now, yes, this new moon is not without a challenge because it squares Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. So rebelliousness is prevalent at this time. It's going against the grain. It's, against authority. It's challenging authority. So unpredictability and power struggles and maybe conflict can occur. The urge to act rashly perhaps and completely upset the apple cart. So you have to resist the urge to take quick action, to act rashly. Try to hold yourself back and think about things. Resist the urge to speak out, perhaps verbally, quickly say what you think, because this is, you may regret what you say later. So resist that urge. So join me on my Facebook group for the live feed, which will probably be Thursday, and we'll talk more about this new moon. Thank you so much for staying all the way to the end. I really appreciate you. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. This is a viewer-supported channel. So another way to help this channel is by going to Patreon. Check out this link here and check out my Patreon page. I post things there that I don't post in other places. And I also release, I write this report and they get the written report before I record it. So you can see, if you can't remember and you don't feel like looking at the video again, you can, check that out as soon as these are released on Monday usually. I usually start uploading these videos on Sunday, but some of them don't get uploaded until Monday because, my equipment is less than efficient at times. So it takes a very long time. It's crazy. But with a few more patrons, I might be able to upgrade my equipment. Anyway, and of course, if you can't, that's totally great. Just the fact that you're here and you are supporting me by watching my channel and by liking, sharing, and commenting is all really good. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.